Well, let's now return to Uhuru Kenyatta's inauguration speech. Let's listen in.
Through the rivers, they shall not overwhelm you. And when you walk through fire, the flames will not consume you. Our God is truly a faithful God, and He heard our voices when we cried out to Him. He listened and answered our prayers, and He has brought us thus far, and He will take us much further. This, fellow Kenyans, is the testimony of our country today, and for this we thank God. Let me at this point welcome all our friends and partners from our region and beyond who have spared their valuable time to come and celebrate with us. We say to them, Asante sana na karibu Kenya. Today we celebrate you, the Kenyan voter, that has been the most important player in this election. Everyone who voted played a role in strengthening our democracy. And indeed, today's celebration is yours. Shukran, wenzangu wa Kenya. You will all agree with me that the task of managing multiple elections is not a simple business. And for this reason, I wish to thank the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission for managing that process under immense pressure. Our judiciary, particularly the Supreme Court, adjudicated our electoral petitions with independence. Let me also take this opportunity to thank my friend and brother, the Deputy President William Ruto, for his energy and optimism that lifted our campaign. I take this opportunity to also thank Rachel Ruto, who has been the spiritual and prayerful bedrock of our campaign and the Kenyan nation. I can also not forget to thank my dear wife, Margaret. You have been a pillar of strength, and your passion to uplift the well-being of every Kenyan inspires me as it inspires millions of Kenyans. Fellow Kenyans, you took the time to listen to the different points of view and to the leaders who asked for your vote. We may have chosen different candidates and different visions, but each one of us voted for a better life. I too listened carefully to my competitors, and in the spirit of inclusivity, I will endeavor to incorporate some of their ideas. This is because the election was not a contest between a good dream and a bad dream. It was a contest between two competing visions. I believe that those who voted for me chose the better vision. This, however, does not invalidate the aspirations of those who did not vote for me. I undertake today to be the custodian of the dreams of all and to be the keeper of the aspirations of those who voted for me and those who did not. I will be president of all. And I will devote my time and energy to build bridges, to unite and bring prosperity to all Kenyans. To all our elected leaders, please accept my congratulations. You won the confidence of the Kenyan voters and the Kenyan people, who are some of the most discerning anywhere in the world. Today, I ask each and every leader to join me in serving the people of Kenya without regard to political affiliation or choice, for every Kenyan deserves our full attention. The election that we have just concluded is probably one of the longest ever held in our continent's history. Today is the 123rd day since we began on August 8th. Today's inauguration therefore marks the end, and I repeat, the end of our electoral process. The elections are now firmly behind us. My fellow Kenyans, it's been a trying time. But once again, Kenyans have shown their resilience in calming their passions and the passions that accompany political competition. Strength, I believe, comes from being tested. And Kenyans have been tested as a people since before our independence. The struggle for freedom was long and hard, but as a people, we overcame. After independence, our nationhood was once again tested by shifter separatism, but again, we overcame. In 1982, Kenya was once again tested by an attempt to overthrow a constitutionally elected government, but we overcame. In 2007, we faced what is probably the greatest political crisis in our country's history, and again, we overcame. Not only did we overcome, but as a people, we gifted ourselves 7 years ago one of the most progressive constitutions in the world. This is our character, a people who come together in the toughest of times to forge ahead, confident that tomorrow will be better. And that is why Kenya stands tall in the community of nations, and this is something we should all be proud of. Fellow Kenyans, the path to a better future is unity. And I believe that we can build a nation in which we live in peace as brothers and sisters, whatever part of the country they come from, whichever way we may worship God, whatever language we speak. Instead of division, I know that we can build a Kenya which prospers by rewarding hard work and leaving no one behind. Brothers and sisters, as I see it, you and I together can build a Kenya which all of us are proud to call home. But as every Kenyan knows, few good things come for free. There are two significant things that I believe we must address ourselves to if we are going to build a united, stable, and prosperous Kenya for all. The first one is to muster the courage to embrace our future by freeing ourselves from the baggage of past grievances. And the second is to keep to the rule of law. Fellow Kenyans, however serious our grievances may be, the law must reign supreme. The law should be the refuge for every Kenyan, and none of us should break outside the law or constitutional order, whatever our grievances or protestations. For those in doubt, let me remind you, when a foreign court, the ICC, demanded compliance of us, despite our serious misgivings about the process, we complied. When the Supreme Court of Kenya ruled to invalidate our election, despite having won and being told that the processes mattered more than your vote, we complied. My administration has demonstrated by its actions its readiness to live and lead by the rule of law. By extension, we expect nothing less from each and every citizen. In the Constitution, we acknowledge the supremacy of the Almighty God of all creation, and we swear to respect our ethnic, cultural, and religious diversity. And we have resolved to live in peace and unity as one indivisible sovereign nation. That, fellow Kenyans, is the Constitution and the laws of Kenya that today we have sworn to protect and defend, and I intend to do so. Our Constitution has created three independent but interdependent arms of government. In its spirit and letter, the Constitution has spelled out the functions of each of these arms, and there are no overlaps, no ambiguities in the execution of these roles. There is no gray area. What is true of each arm of government is true also for the two levels of government. As President, I will play my role as constitutionally defined, and I expect other arms of government to do the same. Ni lazima kila mtu afanye kazi yake kulingana na katiba. This way,
Okay, well, we've just been listening there to Uhuru Kenyatta at his inauguration ceremony. He is now beginning his second term as president. He said that he would endeavour to incorporate some of the opposition's ideas. He talked about building bridges and his wish to unite and bring prosperity to all Kenyans.